Today's video is going to be another digital design tutorial. It will be using GIMP 2.10.18, the latest version of GIMP as of recording this tutorial. It will be a tutorial on livery design using this aircraft template of an A320neo. I did not create this template. Full credit to Medviation. The download link is down in the description below. If you want to follow along in this tutorial, you can download it, but a disclaimer is that I did not design it. Full credit to Medviation for creating these templates. Now, let's get into the aircraft design tutorial. First, if you look on the right side of your GIMP window, you'll see a bunch of different layers. The reason that there's a bunch of different layers is so it's separated and it eases the design process as opposed to just painting over a single image. If you look right here, it says CFM LEAP 1A and Pratt & Whitney 1000G. These are two different engine options, and if you see next to Pratt & Whitney, it has a I over it. All you have to do in order to switch it to the CFM LEAP 1A engine, if you wanted to use the LEAP engine instead of the Pratt & Whitney, you just click on the eyeball right here next to the Pratt & Whitney option, and then just click on this orange square next to the CFM LEAP option, and then your CFM LEAP option will appear. Now, in this video, I'm going to be using the Pratt & Whitney 1000G option because that's my personal preference. And to start with, let's start editing basic fuselage. If you go up to the top left, you can click on this. It's called the Path tool. You make sure it's in design, make sure that the edit mode is in design, and let's click a few start points. Let's do down, you can control and scroll with your mouse wheel. Let's do a cockpit window outline. We'll go 2 points right here. Then if we go over to the left and click edit, we can drag this line and it'll create a nice curve. You can drag these yellow lines to get the aspect ratio that you want. If you want to move the dots around, you can go back to design and just move the individual points just by clicking and dragging. So right here, we can make it go like that. Then if we go back to edit, we can drag another point to get a nice curve around the back of the cockpit window. Go back to design, move it, and get the curvature a little better. And then we can move this point to make it a little bit more, not necessarily flowy, but concise and put together. At least make it look that way. And let's drag that point down a little. And drag that to there. And we'll drag that right about there. And drag that there. And let's decrease the curve a little up top. It is a little too much of a curve. And we'll go like that. We'll move the point a little. And for this one, we will decrease this. And we will go like this for a little bit more of a curve. We'll move the point again. And we'll move this point to make it a little more even. And we can edit right here, and we'll bring it up to match like the curvature of the cockpit windows. We'll drag it down to match the way it goes. We'll drag this one a little to create a little more curvature, and if we go down to this point, we can drag this up to match it a little more better. We can drag this down to match it a little better, and just drag the points to how you like it, because it's all up to you, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, especially in art, because if you like it, no one else can tell you that it doesn't look good, because you created it, you like it, and that's your opinion. Then we can go like this to create a little bit more of a correct shape right here. Just drag it out, and let's go back into design mode. We'll drag it and drag it a little more outwards. Drag it, move it back forward. Move these points forward. Move these points forward. Move this forward. change the angle slightly on this to make it curve around the corner a little more, and then we can just straighten this out to make it look just a hair better, and drag this out one more time for a few final corrections. Pull this upwards, and you can come over, and if you want to do a second section, you just want to continue your path. You just want to continue your path all the way to where you want it to end. Just for simplicity's sake, we will go all the way back to the tail if we want to create like a nice swoop graphic. Let's zoom out real quick to help move it around. We'll come over here, and then we'll click again right here. We'll actually move it so it covers it better. We'll click again, and then click again, and then just follow it back up, or follow it back over, I should say, all the way back to your original point. That way the path will follow this. And then we can go back over here. We can align this up with the point just so it's accurate. And then we can come down here, and we can, if we really wanted to, we could put this way over here just to look a little nicer, but for my purposes at least, I'm going to keep it right here, right after the little wing attachment points. Then we can go back to the edit. We'll take a curve downwards, and we'll drag it a little more this way to create a little more of a curve, and then we will drag it this way to create like a swoop. Go back to design, move this point just a little to make it look just slightly better, and then pull this back out to match a little better. Then we can hit selection from path, and it'll select all of that. And then if we go to free select up in the top left hand corner, we can go to the second one, and it's add to the current selection. That way it doesn't erase this selection, and you can just add to it. And we will go and outline the passenger windows for a nice cheat line effect. That's just a aviation term, a nice cheat line effect. And then we'll come back, we'll take this, and we'll hit if you want to keep it straight as a straight line, you can just hit control, hold down control, and then we'll drag it right here, and then we can come back, we can go down a little, let's find the right point, and then we can just mark it, and we will drag it straight right back to here, and then we will drag this point right back here, back to here, and then we will hold control down too, come back and do a straight line again right here, and then connect this just like that, and then we can click anywhere in the selection, right click, right side. This is the left click, this is the right click. You're going to right click and hit colors, colorize. You can choose any color. I'm going to use that hex code 333333. I'm going to hit OK. OK. And then just to view, we'll free select up here a little triangle for an enhanced view. And there you go. You got a really nice curve area and colored in area. And if you want to zoom like I am, just hit Control and use your scroll wheel. And then if we go over to our layers, we can go to, let's say, tail. We can go to tail. It's right up here. It'll indicate it by a yellow box. We can go up to the top left, hit zoom in, and if you highlight this section, it'll zoom you right into it. Then we can go free select, and we will just select we will select all around the tail. That way it colors all of the tail in. We'll hit colors, colorize. We'll put it in I'm just gonna put it in the same 3 color as the rest of it, rest of what I had. And if you see this gray streak right here, you can, and if you want to just remove that, you go down to tail option layer and you just unclick the eye so that there's no eye next to it. And if you want to paint the antennas, like right here, if what you had involved painting the antennas, all you would have to do would be go to the antenna layers, and if you, for example, if we wanted to, we could just select right here, hit colors, colorize, and hit the gray. Let me move that out of the way, and there it is. Alrighty. I don't know what y'all will be working on next, but that's the general concept for all the layers. That's the general concept for all the layers that you will do and all the designing that you will do. Here is a time lapse of me finishing up the design, and I will bring y'all back for the final design. Alright, so I brought y'all back a little early. I'm going to teach you how to do a little more complicated shapes. I am going to teach you how to do a line globe using the paintbrush tool. You just click on this little pencil icon, click on this, whatever thing is right here, find hardness 100, or just find the full black circle with no gradient. Then you can determine the size based on this right here. It'll shift the size big or small. You can determine the hardness. You want it at 100%. Then if you click right here, it'll paint. I'm gonna hit Control Z because I need it to be white, and I'm going to make it bigger because Control Z is the undo shortcut, and I needed to undo that. Then 100. Let me look at and see if 200 works good. No, that's way too big. Let's go down to 175. Let's see if that fits. It just reset to, let's go to 175 and check that. Nope, still too big. We'll go to 150 then. That was up. Now we're meant to go down. Alright, go up 3 to 150. And still too big. Let's go to 125. Perfect. And we're perfect with that and perfect with this. We will make it white, and we will left click, and that will put a white circle right there. Then I'm going to switch the foreground background colors to create black, and I will reduce the size. I'm going to reduce it to 100 to create a little bit of a border inside. Actually, I'm going to reduce it to 110. That way it's only a 15 pixel border, and just position it where I think it looks good. Click, and then shrink it again. Probably 95 is what you would want to do. Switch foreground and background colors right up here one more time. Then click it. Then click again to get to paint a little bit of white over your black. That looks good, but I'm going to undo it real quick and reposition it. And that's a little too far to the left, and it's trial and error, so feel free to undo and then redo all your stuff. Then I will go to the pass tool again, and I'm only going to show you the process for one. You are going to click right here, at least if you're trying to create a globe, then click down here and then edit and just drag it over. And what you can do is you can hit stroke path, make it probably 10 pixels. Let's try 10 pixels. And you want to switch your background foreground so it's black. Hit stroke. And that's a little too wide. Let's go with stroke path, but at 5 pixel width. Stroke. Yeah, that looks just about right. Let's go to design mode on the paths tool, drag it just a bit over. That's at least what I'm doing. And then I'll hit stroke path, stroke, and there we go. And then just pull it over here for this one, stroke path, by going over here, stroke path, stroke. That's a little too wonky, so move it over just a little more, and let's try that. It's all about trial and error, as I said. Keep trying until you think until it looks good to you, and then that's when it really looks good, because it looks good to you, and that's all that matters. Because if you like it and you created it, no one can tell you that it doesn't look good. And now I'm going to show you a quick time lapse like I did with me just creating all the other lines, and I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, now that you've got your livery created, you probably want to save it as an .xcf file, and then you want to hit Control E to export it, and then the default should be a .png. Name it whatever you want, export it. In order to keep high quality, you want to reduce the compression level to 0, and then click export. You shouldn't have to do anything else, and then what will result is a beautiful livery just like this in a PNG file format that looks great and is high resolution. Other than that, I don't have anything else to cover in this video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.